Yo, what's going on, guys? So today is another weekly analysis. This is week 22 for the weekly analysis. I'm just going to give you guys a quick rundown of what we're looking for the following week. I've actually handpicked all of these possible trades that I'm going to show you. I've already done my markings out, so I'm just going to show you what I'm looking for, and I'll run you through the analysis again. So starting off with the first pair, AUD CAD. So the Australian dollar against the Canadian dollar. As you can see from daily perspective, it was consolidating for some bit from 31st of March up until the 18th of May with this bearish candle over here. As you can see, just about came out with a wick to the bottom half of it, and basically retested the box, and it now has actually officially come out of the box, and you can say it's actually broken structure, as you can see here. So this would have been the last low, and you can see it's clearly, broken below it. So you can say this is a break structure down towards the downside, and we're continuously still looking for sells. As you can see, this area over here, this was the high in, when was this, 26th of January. This was like the high from when we were in the uptrend, and since then this would have been your low basically here. This would have been your low, and you can see these candles over here. Sorry about that. These candles over here. Let me zoom in. So this would have been your high from the uptrend. This would have been your higher low from the uptrend as well. But then price came back down, broke this area over here, retest. Obviously this section over here, which is a nice flip zone as well, as you can see here. Retested that and went straight down. So now technically, technically we're still looking for sales anyways. But with current price action, which is over here, this is what we're currently looking at. We're still looking for sales unless price decides to break above this area over here. But for the time being, we're still looking for sales. So again, broken the low, and we're looking for a retest. So this blue box is my consolidation box previously for the previous week, and I actually got in on a trade for the break out of the box itself. So technically, this yellow box here would be our flip zone. So support basically turned into resistance. As you can see, this bearish candle here is your support, and you can see price decided to go back into the box, came back down, broke below the low. So its support turned to resistance. So that's what we're looking for right now. Get rid of that line. So what we're actually looking for is another green candle to go up. Once you get another green candle going up, you want to look for something to touch the 38.2 according to the strategy. And then from here, we're still looking for trades to the downside. And again, according to the strategy, once the retracement's done, that's where we put our fib to mark the next that's where we put our fib to mark the next impulse. So from here, we would actually look for something. Let me use this tool instead. From here, let's say this is where the retracement stops. We start looking for something like this. Wait for the break and retest at the 61.8, and we target the negative 27, which is around this line. And I'm just drawing this freehand. It's not 100% accurate, of course, but that's what we're basically looking for. The yellow box just marks. Yellow box is an area. It's not an exact pinpoint of price of where the retracement will stop, because 9 times out of 10, if retracement really wanted to, retracement could come all the way up here, and then we're still looking for sales, because it hasn't actually broken above the last high, which is obviously here. Hasn't broken above this, it hasn't broken above that. But even if price breaks above this, technically I'll still be cautious, because if it breaks above this level over here, this line that was drew, well, this line you can see now, if it breaks above there, I'll still be cautious, because it could just completely from here, it could just go up from here, and then decide to go up that way. So it's just something I'd be cautious about anyways. So yeah, that's what we're looking for with this trade here, AUD CAD. So still looking for sales. So I put that in my ready section. Pair's not 100% ready to trade yet. I'm still waiting for another daily candle to close. And yeah, if the daily candle does decide to create another retracement candle, then good. If the next daily candle decides to close below, so if it decides to close below down here, for example, then I'm out. and I won't trade the pair because it's not in accordance to the strategy. But that's one pair. Next pair is AUDCHF. Same thing, really and truly. Um, you could draw your box like this and say this is support, turn to resistance, turn back to support. Now it's broken below again, so it's turned back into resistance. I'd be wary about this pair just because you can see this is your flip zone over here. And you can see price is broken below. This green candle is your retracement candle, so we want to wait for another retracement candle again, of course, from here, and then we want to wait for the break and retest of the 61.8 to target a negative 27. But again, I'd still be cautious about it, just because. Give me a sec. We'll go to the weekly. Yeah, I'll still be cautious about it because look where current price is currently at right now. You can see this is a huge support area over here. The price is not broken below it previously. Oh, obviously it's disappeared now, but yeah, price is not broken below this area previously, and it's a huge support zone. So I'd still be cautious. If the pair decides to give me that entry, still take it. I probably won't even hold until the negative 27. I'll just wait and see what price is doing. If it's bouncing around, if it's just playing foolish, then I would. If I'm already in the trade, then I'll probably just get out a bit earlier rather than hold to the negative 27. Because right now, as you can see, price is literally in a support area over here as well. Yep, this is another support area here as well. So from here, because we're at a support area, price should retrace up to this box over here, this blue box, which is your flip zone. Your support turned to resistance back to your support turned to resistance back to support, and now it's back to resistance. So it should hold. If it doesn't and it decides to go, the retracement candles, let's say the retracement candles does this, then clearly I'm not going to trade it, and I would be looking for buys at this point. But I wouldn't be looking for buys straight away. I would wait for, let's just say here, I would actually wait for buys to, I'd wait for this area to be broken. I used the wrong tool. I would wait for this area here to be broken, basically. This line. I'd wait for this area to be broken, because that's your last high, basically, or last structure high. So I'd wait for this area to be broken. If this area decides to break, then I'd be looking for sales. Then I'd be looking for buys. But until then, right now, it's still giving me sales. And if you check the weekly, big bearish candle, little to no wicks. And the monthly, as you can see, got a reverse hammer candle, which indicates a lot of selling pressure. So I'm still going to sell regardless until the market tells me otherwise. So that's that pair. Next pair, NZD JPY, so the New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen. This pair, as you can see, I've marked it out with my fib and everything. Nice flip zone. So, this was your support area here, support area over here. Right, gave us those pushes upsides, resistance. Now it's turned to support. It has broken below it, but I would still look for buys just because this area here, as you can see, this area here is still technically a support area, even though this is your flip zone, your previous flip zone. It hasn't actually broken below this area here. The only time I wouldn't look for a buy is if price breaks below this area here. If price breaks below this low, then I'd look for sales. But for now, I'm still going to look for buys. I still put my fib there because it could actually, if I put my fib here, right, we're waiting for the break and retest of 61.8. Price could come up here, right, which is where your flip zone is as well. Retest the 61.8 and the shoot off, right? So I'd still look for buys until price breaks below this low, as I said. So this actually looks like a nice trade. And if we look at it, the previous candle, the previous weekly candle was bearish, which is obviously your retracement because we're still looking for buys. And the monthly candle is technically still green. We've got 3 days and 2 hours until the monthly candle closes. But just because the previous week was a whole retracement candle, so everyone was looking for sales the whole of last week, depending on how your strategy is, Monthly still bullish, so I'm still looking for buys regardless. And as you can see, previous structure, which is here, right? Price has actually broken above it, which is obviously this section over here. And if you look at it, it's just retracing basically. So as long as price holds in this area here and doesn't break below here, then I'm still looking for buys regardless. So it's just something to be aware of. Next pair, AUD, USD. Again, consolidating, as you can see with the blue box. The yellow box over here is my support zone. As you can see, prices basically had support, double bottom or triple bottom, depending on how you want to see it. You've got two double bottoms here and another double bottom here. So either a double bottom or triple bottom. So 1, 2, and then 3. Regardless, it's a support zone. And of course, you had your resistance at the very top as well, which is obviously your consolidation box. It's broken out of the consolidation box and it's broken below your support zone as well. So that's two confluences. And if you look at the overall trend, it has technically finished its uptrend and it's completely going down. So we're still looking for sales at this point. If you go to your weekly, big bearish candle. So we're still looking for sales. And if you go to a monthly, you can see the monthly is a red candle as well. So that's also another confluence with the candle, the kind of candle it is. It's basically like a reverse hammer, which indicates a lot of selling pressure. So that's that candle. With this one, you can see we've got the green candle, which is your first retracement candle. So I'm looking for a second retracement candle to the yellow box area to touch 38.2, and then we look for the break and retest of the 61.8 to go down. So break and retest of the 61.8 will probably be around this area here. All right. Obviously, again, I'm drawing this freehand, but this black line you can see, this black horizontal line I've just drawn. This will be the break and the retest of the 61.8. So that's something we're looking at for this coming week for this pair, AUD USD. Next pair, the DXY. DXY, nice flip zone, support, huge sales. So basically turned it to resistance over here, and it's breaking back above. So it's acting as a support now. So nice flip zone. If I get rid of the fib, green candle, so bullish action to the upside, it's broken above, retesting in. It's got one retracement candle, so again, I'm looking for another retracement candle, and it's the same thing really. Once I get the second retracement candle, look for the break and retest of the 61.8 to take to the upside. And again, your break and retest of the 61.8 will be around here, depending on how deep the retracements are. But again, this is freehand, but this is what we're looking for. If you go to the weekly, you can see bullish candle, right? And I'm still looking for buys regardless as well. Monthly adds up. You can see bullish candle on the monthly as well. So that's what we're looking for. Once your daily price action, whether it's a buy or sell, if that color candle, so for example, if my bullish candles are green, my bearish candles are red. If I'm looking for buys and I go and I do my analysis on a daily, if I go to the weekly and the weekly candle, right, is the same color in the same direction. So again, if I'm looking for buys, my daily should be price action to the buys. My weekly candle should show a green candle, or at least show me a candle that is indicating buys regardless still. And also the monthly should also show me the same thing. Once you get all of those confluences, then you know really and truly you're going in the right direction. So again, that's just something to be aware of. Next pair, Euro CZK. Nice flip zone, basically the same as the DXY as I just showed you just now. Fairly similar with this one. As you can see, retracement's done because you've got this next green candle. Sometimes it's nice to wait for the green candle, but sometimes if you wait for the green candle, price will take off without you. So yeah, we've already got the retracement done, and you can see it's broken above the 61.8. This red candle is basically tapped in, but because this was on a Friday, it wasn't going to enter. So what I'm going to do for this pair, actually, I'm going to wait until market opens at 10 p.m. GMT, London time. So I'll probably wait until like 12:30 a.m. After midnight to get in. And if I get in, I would probably allow, what I would do, I would actually, because it's already retested, I'll probably allow price to come back to the 78.6, right? And I would enter from here. and I would still do a 1 to 3 based on this, and I'll still target this area over here. I could, if I wanted to, bring it to the 100% mark and take a 1 to 5, but you never know what price could do. Could just stop me out overnight and then go in my direction. So I'll probably do a 1 to 3 just to be risk adverse, and have that space. And if price decides to, so basically we have two options. So let it come down to 78.6 and then just let it take off for the week. But if price decides to, let's just say price decides to tag us in at 78.6, come back to this area here, starts doing a bunch of nonsense, and then overnight it stops us out over here, then I know, okay, this trade is no longer to the upside and we are looking for sales now, because basically it's broken structure. So that's what I'm looking for this trade. Actually, let me put that back because I need it. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for this trade. Next pair, Euro USD, same thing. Sales, still looking for sales, right? Yeah, still looking for sales regardless. So bearish candles. This candle here is your first retracement candle. So again, I'm looking for a second retracement candle to this area over here. As long as it doesn't break above these highs, then we're good. Look for the break and retest of the 61.8 and take it down. All right. So fairly straightforward and simple. It's a shame that this candle hasn't actually showed you the finished move like this pair over here, but you just have to envision it for the time being. If price actually, if we don't get the second retracement candle in the same direction, so if we're looking for sales, so you want to see two retracement candles basically going back up to this area. If the next candle decides to close below this previous candle, then again, I'm not trading it. But it's, again, just showing you what price could potentially do for this week. Next pair, Euro SEK. So this pair, huge resistance. Literally, you've got like a quadruple top, and I don't think I've ever heard that before. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touches, and you can say this is 5. So yeah, whatever that is, 5 touches to the resistance zone. So huge resistance zone, and it's finally broken above. And again, you can just look at it. Big bullish candle on the weekly, monthly. Same thing, big bullish candle. So we're still looking for buys. And again, first retracement candle. So again, I'm looking for another retracement candle coming down. This is how it would look. And I want to see another bearish candle coming down. Because of the way this is set up, I probably want to see another bearish candle close below the previous bearish candle low, which is obviously the bottom of that wick. So I want to see it maybe touch the zone even. If it touches that zone, then we're good. Moved our fib here basically, and then from here, right, we want to see that break and retest of the 61.8, which is like this. I'm not sure if you guys can see this actually. Hold on. Yeah, I want to see it like that basically. Once we get that second retracement candle. For now, we're just going to leave it because price really and truly, if price really wanted to, after this candle, because that kind of candle is formed, which is a hammer, which indicates a lot of buying pressure, price could actually just go up this way for the next candle. And if it goes up that way, then you know I'm out the trade. Well, I wouldn't be in the first place, but I won't be looking for a trade in that pair for the week, and I'll probably just wait for the next week. Next pair, Euro AUD. This one, I'll mark this one again. Last week, as you can see, consolidation, broke above, created this W formation, which is here, right? This is your W formation. So basically, we're going to look for a retest of the neckline, which is here, and then we're still looking for buyers, right? But that's your intraday strategy, but it still goes hand in hand. So right now, if I'm looking for flip zones, which is here, as you can see, where price is currently at now, you've got your resistance turned to support, back to resistance. So now that it's at a resistance level, I'm expecting price to basically retrace down into, I'm looking for price to basically retrace back into the consolidation box. It doesn't have to go fully in, it can touch it, but regardless, I'm looking for another retracement candle down. Once you get that second retracement candle down, then again, still going to look for buys, just based on how price currently is. And again, you can see weekly the candle is green. It's a lot of buying pressure, and you can see the monthly candle is red, but you can see the candle is formed. There's a lot of buying pressure as well to the lower half of that candle. So again, I'm still looking for buyers for this one, unless price decides to break below the consolidation box. So that's that pair here as well. And also, this is the neckline I was telling you about, which is here, right? So you've got two necklines basically: resistance, turn to support, turn to resistance. So once we get that retracement, basically I want to see this area, this second box here, I want to see this act as support, and then we push up to the upside and probably target these highs over here. All right, next pair, GBP USD. Same thing. You've got your first retracement candle. It's already touched that zone. I'm looking for another retracement candle. If it does touch that, if the price does come back into this area, again, we're looking for the break and retest of the 61.8, and we take off. Fairly simple. So that's what we're looking for this pair. This one, same thing as GBP USD, literally. This is the German 40. If anyone trades indexes, indexes. First retracement candle. Still looking for another retracement candle, even though it's broken above the box. Again, the box is not exact. Price can actually break above boxes and still go in your desired favor. So just ignore the boxes, just so you guys know exactly what price is doing, basically. But what we could get is a retracement to this area over here, and we're still looking for sells all the way down. Straightforward. If price decides to break above, as long as price doesn't break above this area over here, then we are still good for sells. We could get 3 retracement candles just based on how the length of the impulses, but again, we just play it by ear, really. Next pair, US 30. This one's a good one. Same as GBP USD, basically. First retracement candle. I'm still looking for another retracement candle. Once we get that second retracement candle, as long as price doesn't break this area over this high over here, we're good. And if you want to see something, this is technically this area over here is basically a neckline. Support turn to resistance, back to support, and it looks as though it's coming back to a resistance zone. So what I want to see, basically, let's just say price stops here. I want to see this, all right? I want to see price come to this area over here, come back down, break and retest of the 61.8, and we mark down and we target the negative 27. That's what I want to see with this pair. This pair looks very, very strong, so I'm going to actually hope it plays out. If it breaks above this area over here, this high, then I guess I'll be looking for sells. But I wouldn't just buy straight away, of course. I'd let price do its thing and give me that entry signal. Next pair, USD, what's this? USD CHF. Yeah, consolidation box broke out, gave us that retracement. I actually entered this trade last week, gave us that retracement back into the consolidation box, and as you can see, price is actually a resistance zone, but it's got that retracement candle, so it could give us another retracement candle and still look for buyers regardless. If we go to the weekly, you can see the candle's green. It's still bullish. Monthly, same thing. Basically the whole of May has just been bullish. So still looking for buys anyways. Even though it's at a resistance zone. It's at a resistance zone now to give us that retracement. So as long as that entry signal has been given to us, we're still going to enter the trade regardless. So that's good. Next pair, USD SGD. Same thing, really. You can see if I move this up over here, it's the same as the previous pair I just showed you. Resistance zone is giving us that retracement candle. But then if you look over here, you've got a flip zone. So resistance turned to support, back to resistance. Came back down a bunch of times. Back to resistance again. Gave us that small retracement. It's broken above. So now it's broken above. Again, you can see it's giving us that resistance zone. It's retracing, but it's retracing back into this neckline over here, which is your flip zone, basically. So as long as we get that second retracement candle and price doesn't actually break below, as long as price doesn't break below this low over here, then I'm still looking for buys. Again, weekly bullish candle. Monthly is the whole of May for this pair has just been bullish anyways. So I'm going off of current trend, and I'm still looking for buys regardless. So that's good. And also you had your W formation on that one as well. You can see, literally you can see it's a W. So W. So when you get W's, it's a buy. When you get M's, it's a sell. But that's for your intraday strategies, and I don't use that. But I mean, if you want to use it, you can always go and do some research on it, and that's that. Next pair, USD HKD, so US dollar against the Hong Kong dollar. This pair has actually given us entry signal, so this is how it will go. Hasn't actually broken up below the 61.8 basically yet, but we're still looking for sales. Huge resistance zone over here, hasn't broken above the 7.85 level. So, well, it retested it, but it's basically just selling off, and it does that quite often as well. So you can see price is basically broken above this support zone, but because it hasn't actually broken above the 7.85 level, which and it has never done so in history, we're still looking for sales now anyways. Unless price decides to break above this level over here. If price decides to break over this level over here, then it's a different question. But still looking for sales. And if you go to the weekly, you can see, okay, price is bullish, but it's giving us that retracement. And you can go to the monthly, and it's the same thing. It's a bearish candle, but because price is giving us that retracement on a weekly, this is why we've got a bearish candle with a lot of let me get rid of the fib. This is why we've got a bearish candle with a bullish wick, in other words. So it's just a retracement, so it's just pay attention to that as well. Also, your daily is basically your main analysis time frame, so don't get confused with the weekly and monthly. Just use it as extra confluence. So what we're looking for with this one is basically a break and retest of the 61.8 from here. Yep, break and retest of the 61.8 to target here. If price decides to break above, price decides to break above this area over here, or this high, or even if price decides to break above the top of this fib level, then I'm no longer looking for sales, and I'll just wait for price to play out again and see what it gives me. Next pair, USD DKK, same thing as, what was it? Same thing as, I think it's, yeah, same thing as USD SGD, literally. So W formation again, and it's coming back down to the neckline. You've got your first retracement candle, waiting for the second retracement candle. Once we wait for the second retracement candle, and price is basically at another resistance zone. So if I do this, you can see prices at a resistance zone at the top over here. So it's giving us that retracement. Once you get the second retracement candle, as long as price doesn't break below the low, which is here, this black line that I've just drawn, as long as price doesn't break below this low, then we're still looking for buys anyways, according to the strategy. Next pair, USD ZAR, good one, double top, resistance zone, broken above, giving us two bullish candles, and it's giving us a retracement now. So hopefully, if this area here acts as support, this area here acts as support, which is obviously our nice flip zone as well, then we're still looking for buys anyways. If you go to the weekly, bullish candle, candle's green as well. If you go to the monthly, the whole of May, it's just been bullish. So I'm still looking for buys regardless. With this pair, we just got to wait for the strategy to play out. Two retracement candles, breaking a 61.8, and we're good. Next pair, USD SEC. This is the same pair as USD SGD, as I've shown you. Resistance zone is basically broken above the resistance zone, and it's giving us that retracement candle. So we're going to wait for another retracement candle, right? And then we wait for a break and retest of the 61.8. So another retracement candle maybe here, and then we wait for the break and retest of the 61.8 to the upside. Right, same thing. Fairly straightforward and simple. It's repetition, and you really and truly have to be mechanical with these things. But these are all the pairs that I'm looking at. Next pair, this is the Norwegian krona. Norwegian krone against the Swedish krona. Same thing, consolidating. You can see it's clearly consolidating. It's broken above a little bit, and it's giving us that retracement candle. If you look at it like this, you can see this is like a flip zone over here. Got your first broken above the consolidation box. Support, time to resistance, back to resistance, back to support, back to resistance. Now it's acting as if it's coming back to support with your consolidation candle, with your consolidation box as well. So looking for another retracement candle. As long as price doesn't break below, this area here, then we're good. And I would probably still look for, well, you could. I personally wouldn't look for buys just because it hasn't actually given us a clean break above the consolidation candle. But I'll see how price plays out really. If you go to the weekly, you can see bullish candle, but it's giving us that retracement, which is obviously the wick to the top side. And if you go to the monthly, you can see it's a bullish candle as well. So depending on how you're looking at it, if you're looking at the monthly, you can clearly see this green candle here is basically your retracement, and it looks as though it's going to come and retest this section over here. Let me draw this. Looks like it's going to come and retest this section over here. So regardless, we're still looking for buys anyways, because on a monthly it looks like it's retracing. On a weekly, same thing. You can clearly see it's tested this area over here already, but it could come all the way up to this section over here, which is where that area I just drew on a monthly. And yeah, from there it could just continuously shoot down. But from now, we're still looking for buys anyways. All right, next pair is silver, XAG USD, which is silver. Same as gold. It just moves a bit slower. You can see you have your M formation. Literally, I don't even need to draw this out. You can clearly see it. This is your M formation, right? You probably don't even need price to come all the way to the neckline, but your M formation already indicates that we're going to be looking for sales. So it just depends on how price plays out. As long as price doesn't break above this area here, all right, we're still looking for sales. For the first retracement candle, it is a big retracement with barely any wicks. So we just got to see how price plays out, because of this candle here that's been formed with barely any wicks, it's possible that momentum might actually just take us out over here. Then obviously we look for buys at the upside, especially at the neckline, which is obviously this high over here. But as I said, as long as price doesn't break this line over here, then we're good to go. So from here, just wait for the break and retest. Wait for the second retracement candle to close, and we play it by ear. And then obviously the break of the 61.8, and then we're good to go for continuous sells. You go to the weekly, bearish candle. It's got the bullish wick to the bottom half of this candle because obviously of the retracement. But if you go to the monthly candle is clear. Obviously the monthly is the stronger candle anyways, but the monthly is bullish, so we're still looking for sales regardless, right? As you can see, all matches up, so that's that. Next pair, gold, same thing. You've got your M, isn't as clear as your silver, but you can clearly see gold and silver is the same thing, so you do have your M pattern. It was consolidating, came out of your consolidation box, basically retested the consolidation box. This is a nice support area over here, as you can see. If I get rid of this one here, nice support area over here. So your flip zone support turned to resistance, taking us further down. And if I get rid of this previous yellow box, as you can see, price is basically broken below. And what we're looking for is this is another flip zone basically, so support turned to resistance. So from here, looking for another retracement candle. As long as price doesn't break above this area over here, we are good for sales. And again, silver and gold move fairly similar. I would say the same. One of them is just slower, which is obviously silver. So yeah, just bear that in mind. So yeah, that's that. So again, wait for another retracement candle. Once we wait for another retracement candle over here, wait for the break and the retest of the 61.8, which is fairly simple, right? And then we target the negative 27, wherever that may be, depending on how deep the retracement is. And again, as long as price doesn't break this horizontal line that I've just drawn, then we are still looking for sales regardless. And yeah, that's what we're looking for this week. So that's all the pairs I'm looking for this week. All the other pairs that you can see on the list haven't actually given me any sort of indication as of now. These pairs that I've just shown you, they have given me some sort of indication that they are somewhat ready. Again, some of them might be removed. So when it comes to the weekly results, you probably wanted to see them there, just based on how price action decides to play out. And also some of the ones that I haven't actually marked out could actually get put inside these ready sections, and you probably might see them in the weekly results as well. So just bear that in mind. We just got to wait and see how price plays out. And that is it, guys. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you at the end of the week with the weekly results as well. Peace.